project, we've designed an app to help university lecturers understand the diverse needs of their students. We've done this through courses, community and mentoring. So what is neurodiversity? There are different types of everything: flowers, trees, birds, rocks, and of course people. One specific aspect of human diversity is neurodiversity, or the diverse ways in which people think, learn and react to others, well, relate to others. This is a quote from the National Autistic Society. And it's important to note that neurodiversity isn't a mental health issue or a health problem. It's as natural as eye colour or hair colour. So where did this project begin? So back with our group discussions, me and Gigi, we were discussing and we realised we shared a similarity in our past experiences. So Gigi, she used to work as a nursery teacher. She was assigned an autistic child, but she didn't receive any formal training. She really had to learn on the job. And for me, I was diagnosed with autism in 2021, and I was an undiagnosed neurodivergent student throughout my time at university until this point. So we realised we shared this experience, but from a different perspective. So from our data and our research, 15 to 20% of people in the UK are neurodivergent. If you put this into perspective, in a class of 30, 5 or 6 of those students may be neurodiverse. We unfortunately also uncovered that only 4 out of 10 of educators receive any formal training, and 9 out of 10 actually had to teach themselves. And worryingly, only 40% of autistic students will complete their university degrees. I believe through our research we just discovered that university can be not really an inclusive environment, and it can be difficult for students to thrive, especially with educators not being formally trained. That adds to that issue. So this is a graph that basically shows that the mental health issues that neurodiverse students face are more so than typical students across the board. So we did some user interviews. Originally we did do a survey, but we wanted to get bigger insights and more interesting insights. So yeah, we interviewed a wide variety of people, university lecturers, even a university lecturer who was dyslexic, and yeah, we gained some really interesting insights from there. We created 4 user personas, but today I'm just going to show you 2, just for our key users. So we have Emily and Abdul. Emily is a profoundly deaf person. She wants to create an inclusive environment but struggles due to online training courses not having BSL support and just not really being accessible. Abdul, he has no knowledge whatsoever of neurodiversity and he wants to attend to the needs of his students, but he really just is looking for a simple app to supplement his learning. So we looked at existing solutions. We have the Centre for Autism, which is primarily a booking app for courses, and the Autism Helper, which, although has courses, the primary focus is community. So these were the only 2 solutions that we found in the market. We looked at 3 different approaches, and we created sketches based on those approaches. Then we created paper wireframes, lo-fi and hi-fi. So we really went through the design process as a group. And we looked at accessibility. So here you can see that our courses page, we have captions, a BSL interpreter, transcription. If you click on certain words in the transcription, a definition comes up with how to read that specific word phonetically. Also hear the word. So we realised there was really big similarities between deaf people and people with dyslexia, interestingly. So yeah, we tried to incorporate certain accessibility features that helped both. So we conducted usability testing. This is our criteria. We wanted university lecturers who were smartphone users who had some experience with neurodiverse students. We weren't particularly focused on their age because our data that we were collating was qualitative, and we weren't looking at quantitative data, so we weren't too interested with their age, but we thought that this criteria was really important to us. We collected data, we did the Think Aloud protocol and pre- and post-test questions. We also had a SAS questionnaire. We did score an average of 79.5, which indicated good usability. If we had more time with this project, we would have done a second round of testing and compared the two SAS scores, but unfortunately, due to time restraints, we couldn't do that. We also conducted our test remotely as well. As I said, we weren't looking for quantitative data, so we didn't really need the participants to be there in person. So these were our key findings. 100% really liked the interface and the design, 100% agreed the mentor feature was the most liked, and 80% found the community feature useful, but 60% found the mentor and learning terminology confusing because in their role they were actually a mentor, they're not a learner, their students are a learner, but in the context of our app they are the learner, they're not the mentor. So this was a bit tricky for people to understand. Also 80% questioned the significance of having a streak. This was a gamified feature that we included, but yeah, I think there was a few issues there with one participant, English wasn't their first language, they didn't really understand what a streak was, and you know, issues like this. And also 80% misinterpreted the BSL icon. We kind of are disregarding this statistic just because 80% were hearing, but our one deaf participant did understand that icon. And to be honest, they are the focus and the primary user of that feature. So we implemented feedback. You can see we changed the copy of the streak so that people did have significance and they understood why a streak was important. So we say log in daily to strengthen your learning. We didn't have that before. We simplified the learner and the mentor, so it's just very easy to understand. We actually changed the home icon to our icon of our brand. We thought that was important, and a user also said they couldn't remember what our brand logo looked like, and we're thinking, okay. So yeah, and we also removed rating from mentors. One user did say that having a rating just didn't feel productive, that a mentor should come in with a good level of understanding, they shouldn't need to be rated, and we did agree, so we've removed that. So yeah, thank you for your attention. These are our QR codes with contact information for us if anybody here has any questions and they can't think of them right at this moment. And here's a little demo as well. So yeah, thank you again.